In other cases, phase one is center. Max, once again, a clean phase one circle. I love to see it.
Spicy spaghetti coming straight up on the menu. So now these squads, hopefully we won't be seeing any early big team squad wipeouts. I'm really hoping to not see that. Also, we did already lose Gonzo off Cannon Power. So that is going to be a little bit of an F for them, of course, hoping that they can try and make up for it a little bit later on down the line, because they did kind of split job on the eastern side.
This kind of circle is going to be a little bit more difficult for Red Reserve to get a strong location in the circle. It will require them to pretty much, in my eyes, wrap around the east of Yasnite and come in via, let's say, Mansion or Shelter region, because a lot of teams have already landed kind of north of the circle, Roshawk school area, and that kind of leaves it a lot harder for them to rotate, let's say, directly down that south coastal line.
And the fact that like their rotation is going to be a little bit hard for them to pull off, that is the main reason why, as Red Reserve, you want to rotate early. Because right now, if you go for a wide rotation, you're going to tank the blue a little bit longer. The chance of the team setting himself up on the edge of the circle a lot bigger. So it's not the only them, it's also NGG. Like the chances of it actually going to sort of Northcote Island finish are very slim. So I would say really get to the mainland early on, just to make sure.
Ooh, Memphis getting knocked down early on, I believe, by Footballers. So Gay gets back in the vehicle now, looks to try and flank around, maybe try and secure the kill, but you don't want to compromise yourself, right? You don't want to put yourself in a position where you can get engaged on, especially so early in this game, Max.
Of course, like if there's a fight that's going to happen early on Erangel, it's going to be for Ballista and Team Unity. Like 90% of the time. Lutz is just going to get on top of Memphis. He's going to try and find the flush, and unfortunately, that should be the air. Wait, did he see him for a split second? He did not see him.
No, because he's behind the USC.
Yeah, he's behind it, yeah.
And also, he doesn't want to peek too far behind the door because he knows he's kind of, you know, potentially getting debated by the rest of Unique. And look, let's not forget, these two teams, they've already secured a World League spot. So I do think there's a, I'm not going to say lackadaisicalness about these two teams, but there's a certain level of like, look, we can have maybe a bit more fun, test each other a bit more, push each other to the limits, as that kind of respect, that mutual understanding in these games, and see what we can do and prepare ourselves better in that regard for the World League.
Legends think alike. Maybe that is also the reason why, but like they're already qualified, so they don't really have to care too much about like that. But still got $15,000 US. They can try and fight for that at the end. But Footballist, they got themselves one kill. They're like, okay, we got the man advantage. We're not going to over push and overstay our welcome towards the northern side of George Pole. We're going to go over to containers, which hasn't been hot dropped by anyone, and they can just get all that sexy loot for themselves. But Nomad Gaming going to be slowly cruising by school and apartment. But of course, because it's in such a wide area, it can easily just cruise very far away from that location without really getting threatened.
I like the fact that they're kind of go 2-2 split in some way, shape, or form in those vehicles and just kind of disengaging away and go past the Unicorns of Love towards the center of the circle on that Potato Hill. It's going to be a great spot to hold on to. It's hard, don't get me wrong, because if you allow teams to get too close to you, you can get caught out. But the benefit for them, and we've seen it in the past, is that they can potentially punish teams rotating down towards Potato Hill or even around it.
Some teams in the center, that's going to be WSK. There's not been really too much happening over there in Pochinki. Normally, as UDR killers, they like to drop there. This time, they went already down south over to the northern side of the Southern River. So they got also a pretty nice position to hold on to. Going center, though, is going to be a lot more valuable. I would say, I'm surprised that as of yet, no teams went for Pochinki Hill. Like, we talked about it many, many times, how good that position is. Normally, you see the Real Deal go for that position, but the Real Deal, they're just nowhere near, because they're towards Mansion currently.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna have a second part of that sentence, but anyway, as Nomad, yeah, I just kind of wasn't sure. I was like, is he gonna keep talking? But either way, UDR Killers and Team 5, UDR Killers holding on to that compound. Now, the last time in Erangel, Max, they got caught out by Footballers. They don't want the same thing happening again. I don't think it will happen again, because Team 5 are a lot more passive of a team, so they'll be looking to shoot more from a distance. So that will give UDR Killers a little bit more space to dance around those buildings and find better positions to pop shots off from their location.
Also, Team 5 in that location, they got themselves a really, really good game at one point, so interested to see how they will be able to play around that area. They're definitely pretty familiar with it. Unicorns of Love slowly getting closer and closer to Nomad Gaming, but the plateau of Potato Hill is pretty big. If you do get intel, the fight can still potentially not even happen, but it really depends on how these two teams will be trying to play this fight on. I don't think there's really a reason for them to go for full-out ongoing war on Potato Hill. It won't help any of these two teams.
1218 have rotated onto Everest. I really like that. We didn't see that yesterday in any of the ERANGEL games. Of course, we didn't have all of them towards the Everest location, but 1218 occupying the high ground. It's going to give them great vision of teams, let's say, in around near Ruins, Footballers, and Unique, even go Skill if they go near Gaka. It's just nice play. It's not too far into circle, but it's enough where they won't get too harshly punished and they can disengage away on phase 2.
One thing I'm happy to see at least is that like there are actually like no teams in Ruins, like compared to yesterday when we had like, how many teams did we have? Like 3-4 teams in Ruins, and you were so depressed, Imperium. You were like, oh no, I thought you were gonna quit.
I was just like, yeah, look, can we not talk about it? Like, can we not bring up the bad memories, Max, please?
Oh my god! But yeah, I do like the fact that 1218 went for Everest. They get a lot of information as long as they don't overstay, because it's on the edge of circle over on the northeast, on the northwest. So get information, that's great, but like also rotate quickly, because if some teams like get on the compound surrounding Everest, you might struggle a little bit. And they have started rotating away from it actually, to give them like a lot of credit on that.
Now, Red Reserve have gone for the rotation that I mentioned. I kind of feel it's a little bit too late. 2 members of the Real Deal are in one of those compounds that would have been ideal for the whole of Red Reserve. If they can still get into that position and maybe push the Real Deal out, that would be good. Or if the Real Deal do disengage away and go more towards the circle. But it is nice to see Red Reserve rotating intelligently. I just would have liked to have seen it come out a couple of minutes earlier.
Luckily enough, this is the first phase, so I'll let that one slide. But they like
True.
From now on, they've got to be a lot more reactive, because they're lucky that no teams are currently localized really on the eastern side. If there was some teams towards Mansion, there was a team on Yasnai, which were actually Dream Eaters, but they left. Luckily enough for Red Reserve, that could have got a little bit tricky. But here it is, first phase slowly closing up. Will we have a hard shift, or will we go central? If it does go central, a lot of teams on the east, west, and north are going to struggle a little bit. Mainly Footballists and Team Unique. Both nice and central. Yeah, it's
centered up quite nicely. There's still plenty of space up in the north for Footballers and Unique. Only N1 can potentially punish them. NGG are in a nice location towards the south of Pachinki Hill. The Real Deal are going to have to rotate in, but they've already sent players forward. Red Reserve are looking to also respond pretty quickly, and this is where things might get a little bit crazy a little bit early, because teams, yes, they're already in the circle, but they're kind of rotating a little bit closer to each other.
I mean, which you can somewhat expect, but because it's around Pachinki, there's not really too many valuable options for a lot of teams unless you go in Pachinki itself. And you said it many times, right? You don't like the fact that teams go into those areas. And like Pachinki is a compound that I completely disagree with teams going into. And again, like 5-6 teams in there is definitely not going to work out. If it was just Naya, I'll be like, why not? But this is Pachinki we're talking about. One of the most aggressive drops, the boot camp of ERANGEL. So things could get a little bit tricky if teams decide to commit there.
We did see Footballers and Team Unique kind of engage on each other. Knockdown came down on the hands of Unique by Footballers. So that's going to be kind of, another kind of, and another one from Footballers, and another one. And another one, as the meme goes. Konina Power looked to fire shots off at Red Reserve. It's just a little bit too far away. That distance just isn't going to work out for Konina Power.
I like the position the Red Reserve are going for. Even though there was not their main intention, they were going towards a compound held so far by the Real Deal, but the Real Deal, they just took a few shots and no, this is our house. We won't let you take it. Then out on the northern side of that river, you can't get attacked from the southern side. You're free of that. You just got to focus on 180 degrees of land up north of yourself. Exactly. And even though that was not their main intention, the fact that they got there got to somewhat save them. And if the circle goes down south of them, they're just going to have so many teams pushing on their location. They can just get so many frags.
A much better reaction coming out from Red Reserve. They will protect them pretty nicely, I think, for the next, at least phase 3. And then they can look to think about what they want to do from there. As Unicorns of Love, they're on the Potato Hill. But so are Nomad Gaming. And this is what I was talking about. It was great for Nomad Gaming to be on Potato Hill. But, having more than 2 teams on that hill, on that vast land area, can make it very, very difficult indeed as the blue zone of phase 2 is closing in.
Slowly seeing some team getting very close. I was about to talk about Footballist and Team Unique.
Yeah.
Dangerously close. Footballist, they're just pushing.
Oh, no.
They have no idea that Unique is there. Lightning, the birthday boy. Will he get his birthday present? Will he get all these frags on Footballist? They're now just going to be stopping out, sending Lutz on the first man to engage. He's going to be the YOLO player of Footballist. For Lightning, becoming the bush, becoming in one with the bush. And just waiting for his time to strike.
Happy birthday to you, Lightning. Happy birthday to you from everybody in the PUBG Mobile EU scene. Frozen gets knocked down. Lightning is the last man standing. Will it strike twice, or should I say fourth time for Footballers, or will Lightning be able to catch him out? Fires the shots off. Doesn't quite get it off. But that's going to be the end of Unique at the hands of Footballers.
I normally got the birthday luck here. That was the birthday nightmare. That was just so unfortunate for Team Unique. I mean, they already lost a few members earlier. They lost Frozen after getting shut down by Jumitsu, and then it was just the last kill. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the surprise factor. And you know that when you do not know the players against you, you move in like very unexpected ways. You can't really predict. And I think that's really what had a little bit of an issue on Team Unique. So very unfortunate. They will take 16th position, but they're already qualified, so won't have too much of a big impact on them. But still unfortunate. But Pachinki...
Ooh. Now, okay, it's not too bad for Red Reserve, right? Because they can just stick towards the coastline. It's still not going to be easy because so many teams are going around. But look at that wave of teams rotating in N1, Nomad Gaming, Unicorns of Love, Konina Power, all going in from the north side. And then on the west, you do have 1218 and Go Skilla. Go Skilla could be the team to get the best result out of this situation right now because they are kind of on their own on the west side of the circle.
Yeah, they're just going to be cruising their way through like 1218. Definitely going to have a really easy entry point. Goskiller and NGG on the heel of Pachinki. I absolutely love that position. But now a lot of teams are committing for the push.
Like 4 teams are
it's
inside
like
Pachinki?
4 teams or something. They're very, very close to each other. All playing on the north/eastern section of it. But Unicorns of Love, they're going to get the intel on WSK. WSK committing to a little bit of a split here. But Dream Eaters also going for their very own compound breach. And as up to now, 4 teams in this one compound. Things are going to get sweaty. Who will be crowned the kings of Pachinki?
Oh, man, you know what? I asked for normal circles. This definitely isn't really a normal circle. But look, at the end of the day, the team in theory don't have to commit to Pachinki. They're choosing, like, they could easily pull off a Heroes X. They're on the outskirts. They could actually punish teams from a distance that are in Pachinki. So really, in my opinion, the biggest winners of that circle shift of the rotation was Heroes X. 10 out of 10.
We just talked also about this a little bit earlier, right? That there's not too many errors around Pachinki with so many teams, like 58 players, 15 teams still alive to actually commit to. So, of course, things are going to get a little bit tricky. You're going to have to commit to moves you might not always be okay with, but that is completely fine as long as you're able to survive for a little while longer. And also the teams in like Pachinki, no big frags really coming out just yet, but as many of the fights around Pachinki, though, are currently unfolding quite a bit heavily.
UDR Killers in Team 5, with those circle shifts and the heavy movement from some of these teams, they have quite a decent bit of space around them on the southeast side of Pachinki, nothing too crazy. And what is interesting about all these teams who are in Pachinki, they're all on the right side of the road, right? There's no team that are on the left side. So if the circle once again shifts in the favor of Pachinki, a team could go on the left-hand side and third party some of these teams. Or,
I want to really
fifth
see
party.
the circle if it does shift. Oh, it's still on Pachinki. Imperium, things are getting sweaty around here. But Sprone going to get naded up. Unicorns of Love, of course, they're going to commit. They want to allow Rest to come on through, even though nobody was unfortunately going to rest Sprone. Lonely as can it be. But now all the teams, even 1218, they were looking so good, but now they're like, we're getting really pushed towards Pachinki. How are we going to do this? And even Heroes X, they were playing on the edge. They can still hold on to the very edge on the east, but things are going to get very sweaty for most of these squads.
Honestly, if I was Heroes X, I would stay exactly the hell where you are. Yes, it's going to be risky, but it gives you a better chance of getting a positional standing point at this point in the game. Because if you rotate into Pachinki, you are going to get blown the hell up by a number of these teams. Now, Victor gets knocked down by NGG on the rotation from Red Reserve. Go Skilla, go onto the left-hand side of Pachinki. That's what I was talking about. That's a great rotation coming out from them. And Dream Eater looking for Red Reserve. Just gets out of the vehicle before it blows up and just about manages to survive.
For Red Reserve, that to just cross so many teams on that rotation towards Pachinki. I don't even know how they're still alive at this stage. The Real Deal also rotating from the east, able to find himself a little bit of a section, chucking some nades. They want to clear out Unicorns of Love, and Unicorns of Love, this is just too much for them to deal with at this stage. Hopefully they will be able to remain alive, but EDR Killer's still on the outskirts, still in that dip. How are they going to remain alive? Because those dips are very scary. They're a death trap, especially for the Real Deal on UDR Killers. One nade, and boom, you're gone.
Why do you go into dip UDR in the Real Deal? It's such a bad place to be. Hell is a bad place to be. The dips are a bad place to be. I do like the fact that WSK are kind of split. Yeah, okay, one is inside the dip, but you know what? You know, the other player is inside the compound and one trying to hold on. They're going up against 1, 2, 1, 8. Nacho was knocked down. Mahal should be able to get the revive. They still are as a full squad. AWM and Kinky, not gonna lie, I don't agree with that.
I mean, you never know. If you just get a nice flick shot, it could have some more of an impact. But of course, you want to try and switch to like some main ARs, even potentially shotguns, because like City finishes like very unpredictable of how they do work out. So of course, things are going to get pretty sweaty. Very unpredictable game here. But it seems that the high ground could have a really good point of pressure.
Max, we have 15 teams. 12 of them are in Pachinki. 12 are in Pachinki. Literally, everybody except NGG, T5, and Heroes X are in Pachinki. This is incredible. I'm not going to lie, the toxic side of me is absolutely loving it. You see the players, they drop hot in Pachinki and Classics. This is what it all is prepared for. You got to be able to deal with the million amount of footsteps going on around you.
We're hoping to have this actual Pachinki City finish. It needs to shift up north for Phase 5. If that is the case, we'll be having an actual proper Pachinki finish. Of course, that nade on holes, will it connect? It looks like it was pretty good. We'll chuck him down to 50 HP. And that's going to heal back up a little bit more. But WSK, UDR Killers, they're going to take a fight. But no team still dying out. Things are getting so close and sweaty. But Heroes X going to be losing cooldown. Like, so much fighting happening in the kill feed. We can't even follow suit with what's happening. This is so unpredictable.
Crazy. It's crazy. We still have 52 players, Max. 52 bodies still in the lobby. 52 players still hanging around Pachinki as Phase 4 is about to be popped up. Where is it going to go? Is it going to stay in Pachinki? Is it going to shift up north? Is it going to shift down south? It shifts inside the Pachinki. It is still a little bit north. So N1 have a great location, but NGG, Heroes X, and Team 5 all have to find somewhere inside Pachinki without getting absolutely taken out of it.
Boy, Nomad Gaming on the chapel/church section on the high ground, they can just get so much, like, gather so much intel and potentially steal kills away from these fights. So this is huge for them. They just need to hold on to this position. But you said if there's 3 teams currently, they've got a fight for position in the circle, rotating a little bit late, but they will have to try and make up for it. Red Reserve able to do that rotation too. They did it earlier. But here, there you go. Solid's going to try and run his way through. Hopefully not going to get backstabbed by Footballist. But these dips, especially the dip of EDR Killers, is not in circle Imperium. They're going to have to run out 3 meters. WSK, they're not going to let that rotation happen.
The Real Deal are actually inside the circle, and this, but the dip's not down it. Argo, final dippy 28 shots. Indeed, you will. Onto a member of UDR Killers. Now he backs off onto the side of the building, waiting, because he knows if he's peaked for half a second too long, you're going to get their face ripped off from another location. Redder, they're still holding on as a 3-man team. Novas is actually outside the circle, so they've gone for a bit of a split. Now is WSK Argo trying to find a better spot inside the middle of Pachinki. This is going to get damn hairy, damn scary, because we're still 52 players up.
Oh, here it is, Footballist. They had to breach eventually. There's no easy way around this. So of course, you're going to have to take the building of number 1. Number 1 don't have the man advantage right now, but a lot of teams have an angle on this current specific building. So Footballist slowly going to take this one up. PRZ, Vindex, how can you defend this one? You are split away from your team, but Rob has got knocked away. Footballist losing 1 Are they going to commit? So to the two would be great, but with PRZ on the roof, this is going to be a little bit hard for them to actually fully engage.
True, but Nacho and Halls have to be the players for number one to get the better of footballers from the background. They need to take them out one by one. Let's go, Skilla, still holding on, knocking down a member of Team 5. Frost and Dusk on the left-hand side of Pachinki, staying safe right now. As Argo from WSK still waiting to get more and more kills for his side.
Raum was healed back up, so now Footballist, are you going to commit or are you going to take this one through? I mean, Lutz is going to go for it, absolutely battering down with that Scar. But he does get knocked away in the process. Now Footballist, they took the first member down. They got to go onto the rooftop to get rid of PRZ, but PRZ will be the second casualty taken down by actually Unicorns of Blood getting the third party on this one. And it will be, of course, stolen away by Footballist very swiftly. And now number one, unfortunately, with the 200 members you talked about earlier, they were not able to assist this fight. Footballist, that's an easy takedown.
True, but they still have 2 members up, right? So that 2-2 split has still kind of worked out. It's not ideal. It's not favorable. But oh my God, Max, it's right in the middle of Pachinki. Heroes X go down. 14 teams, 44 bodies left on this lobby. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let's go, Imperium. Now all teams going to have to try and shift over to the southern side on the west. Red Reserve, they're already in that kind of general position. They still got to push a little bit forward. In WSK, very central. A lot of teams are going to get very close to them, but NGG in the Harry Potter house, they're going to get slowly engaged by Nomad Gaming. Their Chapel is not at play anymore, and they get some really good engagement. Nomad Gaming clearing the house. That's Harry Potter Tower under the control of Nomad Gaming.
NGG go down. You talk about Color Castle, Maxman. In this ending, in this finish, there's nothing color. It's all play by play. It's all crazy as the teams look to shift up, rotate. Nomad Gaming adding another kill after kill. Good stuff coming out from them. WSK still holding on. Gonna look to get the revive. Actually, Rip confirms the kill on the Thanos. Snaps him into smithereens. The footballers trying to rotate around. Rom gets knocked down by Satsura. Good stuff coming out for Nomad Gaming as they try and respond. Boom! Konina Power gets the better of the majority of footballers.
No time to breathe, Footballist. There was no easy way around it. They had to breach once more, but unfortunately they lost most of their members. They still have Lovaz in on the backside. It can assist their team to try and get a few extra position because with all the action happening, they don't have time to focus on just one member if they just don't see it.
In a matter of about 30 seconds, we went from 52 players to 33. I said it. Let the bodies hit the goddamn floor at 3 meters. And Red Reserve, you also have Sun HP of Team 5 ready to third party as Meku rotated into the building. Has to go upstairs. There's a body up there. Oh no! Yeah, he finds Frost. Nice angle by Meku.
Yeah, surprised that wasn't held down, but now that's going to be the last member. See that looking for a split second. Hits almost none of those bullets, but he does get at the end of the spray, but does now put so damn low. You've got to try and heal up, my friend. Red Reserve might be the next team to get eliminated in this game, but Team 5, they got themselves into the dip. They got to be careful. A few nades, especially from Aegon, from Goskiller right behind, and they could be gone.
Oh my God, Team 5 are actually in a really prime position on the south side of the circle, but anything can happen. We lose Sulke, we lose Lovaz, and we lose Footballers as a team. Now we're down to 10, 29 players. Go Skillet, they're still a full squad, but Nomad Gaming, how the hell do they still manage to rotate so nicely, even in this kind of city? Crazy goddamn finish. It's unbelievable.
Because there was so little amount of teams up north because there's no buildings up there. They just took control first, and they really just made their way through up north, kept rotating a little bit further down south every single time. And the circle shifting once north phase 6 right in the dead center of Pachinki just thrown into play. But there you go. They go for Dust, the last member of Red Reserve. Unfortunately, they only had 2 members, but they still take 10th position on this one. 9 teams remaining at the end of the day. And now such a small amount of buildings are going to be still remaining. But the one team I'm scared about, that is WSK. All the teams around them, they're going to try and fight for that building, and they can't focus on everything around them.
Oh man, you talk about roadkill. We're going to have literal roadkill because look at that road going through Pachinki right in the center of the circle. No, Mad Gaming are a 3-man team. They rotate, get a little bit closer. 1-2-1-8 still a full squad. I don't think it really matters if you one player up or if you have a full squad because anything can happen as M1 getting engaged on by 1-2-1-8 from an angle. Good stuff from Bandita.
Number 1, they lost 2 members earlier. Now they're going to have to try and make up with what they have currently. The smoke's trying to buy a little bit of time, but it's just not going to be enough. and that'll be number one taken out after their last chicken dinner on Sandhawk. But things are getting pretty hefty, Imperium. Things are just about to close up. 8 teams remaining. The circle is closing up on these squads, and we'll be seeing a lot of teams, especially Dynav. They try to cross the road, but Dream Eaters, they have some utility, trying to get more and more central as time goes by.
Yeah,
and slow. Oh, Aegon sees it. Team 5, no, how does he survive 1 HP?
Oh my god, how the hell did he survive? And you talked about the location held onto by WSK. They actually got eliminated. They got engaged on by Unicorns. A lot of max, so now we're down to 17. Sun HB was able to get a first aid kit off. You still have 3 members up for Ghost Skilla. Albie got knocked down, but I doubt he's going to get revived up at this late stage of the game. Nice by Agon. He is a dangerous player for his side. He finally gets a knockdown on the Sun HB, but with the 2 remaining members, Team 5 inside that little cave, that little gutter, can they hold on?
Oh my god, Unicorns of Love, yeah, Law's gonna have to jump out, but I don't think he's gonna make it alive. I mean, that was an easy frag coming out from Dream Eaters. Tried to fly, but unfortunately he couldn't. Unicorns of Love will take 7th position. Finally, 6 team. Things are getting a little bit more concrete as to which team might take this chicken dinner. But Team 5 gotta be a little bit careful. You're very predictable on how you're gonna move away from that dip.
We could see it go Skillet chicken dinner underground. We could see a Dream Eaters chicken dinner ball wall 1-2-1-8. They are a 2-man team. Kunina Power still in this as a 3-man team, but look at all the bodies ahead of them. Look at all the players around. They've got to try and find a spot across the road. Nomad still in it. The members of 1-2-1-8 still trying to hold on as Whitey nearly gets engaged on just about managing this 5.
Oh, gets prone on the balcony there, but this mini-map is almost useless. You can't even see what's currently happening. Where's the circle taken? As I have no clue. I think even the teams have no idea, but I like the fact of 1-2-1-8 trying to play on those rooftops, try and get a little bit more of an advantage and point of view on these squads. But now will it be useful? Dream Eaters getting slowly closer and closer to Ghost Killer, but Kazan Ivoro did have to jump out. He was just getting sprayed upon. But this is just, how can you follow this action? Things are getting so action-packed right now.
Wow, 16 players, 16. So let's have a slight breather. We've had craziness for the last 10 minutes. Let's slow it down for just a second. No, you know what? Let's not slow it down. The players are saying otherwise. They're engaging, Max.
Yeah, 1-2-1-8 finally getting closer and closer to the team. That's going to be Kanina Power. Some nades are coming out, and they'll be teased out. For Goskiller, they had to go for their very own push. They do get Dream Eaters wiped out. They are almost trying to find the flash too. 1-2-1-8 with still 2 members. They lose 1, down to only 1 member remaining with 3 meters. They were looking so strong on their shift on the south, but now they got eliminated. And Goskiller, they are still going to be alive. Can you pull off all the reses though?
I think they can. I think they can, because they are kind of getting a little bit. The distraction between Konina Power and Nomad Gaming is giving the space for Ghost Skilla to drive on through. They got the squad wipe on the Dream Eaters. Elod gets revived. Now it's going to be up for the 3rd member, Ghost Skilla, to go through. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the circle is in the favor of Nomad Gaming on that 3-tier building. The blue zone is closing in. It's the last phase of the game. Aldic in across the wall, trying to find him. Yeah. He does indeed. That's going to be a knockdown for Nomad.
You've got to get as many frags as you can possibly, because he's going to have to jump away from this rooftop. And this could be a little bit of an issue. Ghost Killer still with 3 members, able to pull off the double res you talked about earlier. And now they've got to try and make it up alive. But Kunina Power, they'll get eliminated in 3rd position. Still a really good attempt. But Ghost Killer, 6 kills in this Pachinki finish. I don't even know how many Nomad have. But Nicola will be dying out as he tanks the blue zone.
Nomad have 8 kills. They're ready to pick up the chicken dinner. They're in 5th place so far. They're right close behind that golden World League spot held on by Heroes X right now. They want to overtake it. They want to get the job done. They want to get the dub. But on the high ground, Ghost Skiller are ready to shut them down.
Oh, nice reflex from Lunatic. The blue zone is going to be against you very, very soon. You're going to have to jump over this wall in a matter of seconds, so they have no more time. The blue zone will do some work on Lunatic. He will die out because of it. But he's able to push forward, trying to go for the backstab, but Albie takes some blue zone pick damage. How can he make it work out? I think it's going to be definitely really hard on him. And